So what is the UN doing? Where is the UN? Any negotiation that the UN should do is happening at the White House.
Okay.
President Trump has become the UN Secretary General. It's like nobody even remembers who the UN Secretary General is.
Yes.
Right?
Earlier, at least, we were remembering Kofi Annan.
Kofi Annan was there. We remembered Boutros Ghali.
Ah.
We remembered Uttant. There were many.
Now,
Dag Amos Jolt.
now we don't know.
We don't know. So this is where the UN is, and for it to really come back to its original purpose, member states will have to give it tasks, will have to breathe life into it.
That is why that quote is there, no? With power comes responsibility.
Absolutely.
So superpower should have more responsibility.
I completely agree.
If their income is warmongering, then everything goes for a toss.
Absolutely.
They make a lot of money only with war.
But the UN is the only international organization that we have. It has the largest number of members. It is the most representative. It could be
Most
flawed.
needed for the world peace.
Correct. It
to
may have
sustain for a
several
longer
shortcomings.
time. I have understood the system now through you better, and it is so much needed for a world to have a longer peace, to become prosperous.
There are several UN agencies. In the aftermath of the UN, of the Second World War, the Allies actually met in a place in New Hampshire. New Hampshire is a state in America. They met in a place called Bretton Woods. And it's called the Bretton Woods.
That is the Bretton Woods Accord.
Bretton Woods Conference.
Conference.
Correct. So this then came up with two major bodies that you and I know very well. One is the International Monetary Fund.
Oh, okay.
And the other is the World Bank.
So birth of IMF happened, World Bank happened. You can give some elaborated explanation about both these bodies' functionalities for a layman to understand.
Okay. The IMF's main purpose until early 1970s, both these organizations were founded so that there's an internationally stable monetary system. Because after the end of the World War, Second World War, there was a collapse. There was depression before that, Great Depression in 1930s. Then you had the Second World War. A part of the world was really very poverty-stricken. So they wanted a stable economic environment. Both these bodies were founded towards this. Now the Soviets, you might ask me, are the Soviets part of these discussions? Because this appears to be a capitalist idea. Okay. The Soviets were part of the Bretton Woods discussions, but they didn't join it.
Okay. But they supported it indirectly.
No, initially they were part of the discussions, the founding discussions, but they quit saying these are capitalist institutions. So Russia was never a member of these until 1992. Oh. So the World Bank, Russia was not a member. Soviet Union was not a member.
So they will not contribute to the World Bank.
They didn't contribute, they didn't benefit. IMF, they didn't contribute, they didn't benefit. So these were purely Western created organizations, capitalist in the minds of the Soviets, which were supposedly had some influence over the international monetary system, minus the Soviets and the Soviets' allied states like Hungary, like Poland, like Bulgaria. They had no influence over them because they would never approach them. Now the World Bank's purpose is to provide advice, technical advice, is to provide loans at a very favorable, very discounted rate for developmental projects. So there are several projects that the World Bank funds here.
How do they get money?
From the
World
international, firstly there are member states which give money. So there's a corpus.
There's a corpus available.
There is a corpus available. Also
annual membership too.
There is no membership fee. There is no membership fee.
Annual contribution.
They have 180 member states, World Bank. There is no annual contribution. Contributions are assessed. How much should you contribute to the corpus is assessed depending upon the size of your economy and the size of your population. Again, like the UN. So they have a formula.
Okay.
In addition to the corpus, which is from where money is lent at a very, very favorable rate for a particular term, on certain conditions, They won't give you money just like that. They will then come back with conditions, and you will have to sign those conditions before you take the money. They become very strict. You will have to reform your economic system. You cannot be subsidizing power. You cannot be subsidizing the farmer. They will come up with a number of stringent conditions. So that is, we will go to that in a moment.
Okay.
So World Bank has a corpus, and it also goes to the international market and raises money. Since it is the World Bank, it raises capital from the international financial markets at a very, very favorable rate.
Okay.
You will give money to the World Bank because World Bank is World Bank. It's very solvent.
True.
It will never let you down. So you will, if you're Rockefeller or if you're Elon Musk, you will lend maybe 5 billion.
Any idea where they have kept the corpus funds invested?
I don't know.
I think
but
we should speak about that
absolutely,
in the future
absolutely.
episodes.
But they must have put it in. I will find out and let you know.
Because suddenly Russian money is frozen everywhere.
Russian money is frozen in Belgium. About $200 billion is frozen, and the Russians are fighting a legal battle to reclaim it. It remains frozen. There was this thought about taking some money out of it and then helping Ukraine, but
It's all not.
no, they didn't. Some of these member states, European member states, were against it because they were afraid that this will come to haunt them. They will be under
Yes.
legal process,
There
and
will
they
be
will have to
precedents
face
for a major
prosecution.
blunder.
So they didn't want to do that. So it remains there. Now going back, that is why Putin said, the Board of Peace, the International Board of Peace, we will join, and for permanent membership you need to pay $1 billion. You can take the $1 billion from the frozen funds.
Oh,
So he said that. So there's a stalemate there. But going back, so the IMF's job is to see that exchange mechanisms, currency exchanges, remain stable, that your currency doesn't drop down. In
Okay.
Iran, what triggered the protests a month
lakhs
ago?
and lakhs of
The
exchange rate.
Iranian currency lost its value suddenly. It dropped very, very
How
badly.
it happened suddenly?
No, it's a building. It's a process that has been building up for a while.
For a while.
The Iranian economy has been suffering since the Islamic Revolution. They've been under sanctions from the UN. They'd been sanctions under the
Can I
Americans.
understand that Iran regime was spending more money to nuclearize than into their food
They were
safety, food
spending
safety,
they were spending billions in their nuclear project, which has also made them
and spending more on the militant
arms.
organizations
Absolutely, absolutely. All this was a
to
luxury
protect the religion views.
to protect their concept of a fight, a good fight, a just fight, etc. When you have limited resources and when you face sanctions and when you cannot sell your oil in the open market, you need to be very prudent. You need to carefully allocate money. So most of this money that was channeled for these purposes could have been spent
So
on
we have to
health.
understand definitely that the current Iranian regime was not professionally thinking or neither had a vision, so that unless their ground is happy, they cannot do these type of things for a longer time.
They've managed for 40 years.
40 years is too short a time for a country.
We can say that. We can also
Because of,
argue otherwise. But,
they have-
nobody thought that they will last this long.
See,
They've
when
managed to.
there is a struggle for food, stay, or any other most petrol today.
They've managed to keep their people very loyal to them, most of them, through two different things. One is Iranian nationalism. They are claiming that they are fighting the Western Satan. The Americans are Satans. Israelis are Satans. They're fighting them. So most of the Iranian populace will have to rally behind their government, even if it comes at a particular cost. And they also make them believe that in the end they will come out victorious. That end hasn't happened. Their situation is deteriorating with the passage of time. So going back to IMF, IMF's job is this. But when Nixon decided to de-link gold Gold was the measure
Yes.
of currency. So what the Americans promised was that they will sell gold at $35 per ounce, I think. That was the measure. So anytime any country could buy 1 ounce of gold for $35.
Okay.
So $35 equaled 1 ounce of gold. This was the gold standard, it was called. In 1970, so this decided the value of the rupee, it decided the value of the rupee in Sri Lanka, decided international currency values because the
Decided
dominant
the value of the dollar. Dollar
dollar
was pegged with
dollar
gold.
was pegged with gold.
Gold.
So gold and dollar were the two standards because you're matching dollar with gold. You're matching gold with the dollar. But this
When Nixon pulled
Nixon
it,
decided to.
delinked it,
So IMF should have not had any purpose.
Purpose.
IMF's purpose to keep currency stable, exchange rate mechanism stable, died.
Right.
The moment this mechanism of the gold standard was disbanded, IMF recreated itself. So, yes, what it did was maybe the gold standard is no more there, but your currency moves along with the international economy and it goes up. If your exports are more than your imports, then your currency is strong. When you import more and export less, your currency loses value. And then you get into a balance of payments problem. You have to pay your importers. You will have to pay them in hard cash. Nobody's going to take your rupee. Even the Russians don't want your rupee for their oil. They want dollars. They want euros. So it said, we will come to your help when you meet with such a contingency. You know how many times we have borrowed from IMF?
Yeah.
We have borrowed a few times. The Pakistanis have borrowed 25 times from them.
That recently also they have done that.
So how
Do they repay?
Yes, otherwise they won't give you, they will not lend you again.
24 times they have repaid. That is
Absolutely.
why they got it for the 25th
Absolutely,
time.
absolutely. And then these decisions are taken unanimously.
So it is not like a power manip type of.
No. They don't write off your loans.
Write off your loan.
They don't forgive your loans. You have to pay back, and it comes with a number of conditions. They will tell you will have to devalue your currency.
Oh.
They will tell you can't provide subsidies for electricity anymore. You can't give free bus rides anymore. It comes with a number of conditions. So there are critics who argue that IMF...
So they give suggestions, tie to your neck
They
to
tie
reform yourself economically.
Yes, but these measures usually have created a lot of misery and a lot of disaster in many of these places. If Pakistan has to keep continuing to borrow these many times, then there must be something wrong with either the IMF or with Pakistan or with both. Because each of these loans comes with conditionalities. So if I am your doctor or you're my doctor and you tell me, look, these medicines will improve your condition, and over time, I'm taking, the dosage keeps increasing, then there's something wrong with me, I'm not doing something right, or with my doctor, or with the medicines. Similarly, Pakistan is continuing to borrow, re-borrow. It doesn't have its finances in control. So either the advice from IMF is not working, or the Pakistanis are not capable of putting it into practice. There's something wrong.
Will any country under this situation, will they not come to one stage where the 27th borrowing, they are unable to pay? Then what happens with IMF?
IMF will not.
Are they taking any collaterals?
No, their international reputation is your collateral. If you're a state,
What reputation Pakistan has internationally?
They might have.
Or
they
maybe
might
US
have,
will protect them by paying?
No, the Saudis are bailing them out. Saudis bail them out. The Arab
Somebody
states
will bail them out.
Arab
only.
states will bail them out.
They cannot write it off.
No, they will not write it off. You cannot be forgiven.
Okay.
So these are two solid institutions, but they've caused a lot of pain for common people. This is what the critics argue. So when you come up with all these conditionalities, so where do governments, if you don't give subsidies to, let's say, free bus rides, How would an ordinary
Does
man?
EMF have the powers to freeze the political corrupt fellows who have hijacked the money
cannot.
from one country to another country?
They cannot do all
And
that.
once they are thrown out of the government, they don't have that power
They don't have.
as a lender?
No. They can. Argentina has continuously. Argentina is another story where they have continuously borrowed, and it is in the IMF's interest to make you solvent so that they can get the money back. So they cannot suddenly tell their debtor, look, I'm going to stop giving you money, because they need to get the money back. So
Prudent lending.
correct. So they will continue to keep you afloat so that they can get their money back. But they'll become more cautious next time when you approach them. These decisions are taken by a 25
Conditions will increase.
correct 25 member board. Every country, there are two managing bodies. The day-to-day administration is run by a 25 member board where you have a director and then you have a lot of deputy directors, etc. Many of these are positions for which countries nominate. So this 25 member board decides, and the other managing body is made up of all the finance ministers or the Reserve Bank governors of a particular country. So the 180 member states, their Reserve Bank governors or their finance minister, every year they meet twice in the US.
Okay.
So our finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman would go there.
Okay.
It's a great occasion to meet with fellow finance ministers, to meet bilaterally and set policy.
Good
So
exposure.
India was in agreement with this decision to give money to the Pakistanis last time. I just
Oh.
wanted to mention this to you.
Very important information for our audience.
Correct.
India had supported
Correct.
IMF lending to the Pakistanis last
Correct.
time.
Correct.
Okay.
But this was before the war.
Before, the Sindoor
because
operation.
Before the Sindoor operation. After the Sindoor operation, a part of the loan was released. But even before then, the decision had been made and they had taken a tranche of the loan.
Okay.
Because decisions are taken by consensus.
Consensus.
So this is where it is.
The democracy prevails there.
Correct. And World Bank supports, like if you want to buy 100 electric run buses, World Bank will give you a soft loan, a loan for 5 years or 6 years. It'll give you a subsidized loan where the interest is very minimal, etc. So
World Bank doesn't earn out of lending.
no, it gets a little interest. No, it has to.
So their cost of borrowing is
yes,
so low.
they have 10,000 staff.
Oh.
World Bank has 10,000 staff. It has advisory bodies and offices in many countries. There is a World Bank office, I presume, in Delhi. IMF has offices. IMF has 3,000 staff. They are based in the US, as you know.
And World Bank guides the IMF, or IMF guides the World
No,
Bank?
they're both separate institutions. They are run by
Autonomy.
different. The IMF is always run by the Europeans. So always, it's a custom. The World Bank is always run by an American. Today, the World Bank is run by Ajit Panja, who is an American of Indian origin.
Oh,
He used to be the chief of MasterCard.
I see. Ajit Panja.
So
Okay.
he's a Sikh. He's the man who runs World Bank.
Yeah, I have come across few Sikh people
Okay,
in very good positions.
I see.
Recently also, when I mentioned, I met one Sikh. He has now become a trader.
I see.
He has brought his son also into trading. I met him. He was with a very big organization in a CEO level.
I see.
Ah.
I see. They are.
What was hidden in my heart and mind for a very long time, whether to ask or not to ask, I wanted a clarification, at least at this age of 65.
I see.
So I asked him, are you the entire population of Punjab Sikhs in favor of
Independence.
Khalistan movement? No, he said, see, I feel awkward to even tell you and explain to you. A handful of people are doing such things. We are people who have saved the Hindus. We are Hindus only. We are no different from Hindus. So It is not at all like that. So I was very happy to receive such a clarification.
It was when Sikhism was founded, it was the tradition of Hindu families to give away one of their sons
So he said that.
to Sikhism.
He said that.
So,
He said that. I was very happy to understand a long, lingering mindset got cleared.
Sikhism is actually a syncretic faith between Hinduism and Islam. So, there
And
are-
Islam also.
Yes. It has elements of Islam in it. It has elements of Hinduism in it. For instance, their guru now, after the demise of their last, after the passing of their last guru, Gobind Singh, the 10th guru, is the sayings of all the gurus in their holy book, the Granth Sahib.
Ah.
So that is their guru now. So all the sayings of the 10 gurus from Nanak to Singh, Gobind Singh, is now,
Embedded there. And
and that is their holy book, and it is their living guru for them. So they give it a sacred
11th
status.
Guru they didn't appoint.
No, Guru Gobind Singh said Gurudom ends with him
Oh.
because they had difficulties with the Mughal Empire.
Ah.
So they had very serious battles with the Mughal Empire. The Mughals didn't like them very much. Aurangzeb in particular, I think they had a very difficult time during his regime. And then he lived past 80, Aurangzeb.
Aurangzeb.
Yes. So therefore, he said, with me, the Guru lineage will come to an end. And he was the one who introduced him, right? The 5 Ks, the Kara, the Kacha, the comb, the kirpan, the bangle, and the shorts. All this was introduced by him. And I think it was he who also said that men don't have to shorn their hair.
Okay. Very nice to know. Most of our people will be enlightened to know. These few informations are very good for us. No, knowledge is very important.
Absolutely. We can speak about Sikhism one
we
day.
can't know everything, but when we come across such dialogues, you come to know there is no point. People need to continuously learn.
Learning is a
Even I
continuous
regret
process.
that I don't have the habit of not able to read books.
Even without reading, you're quite knowledgeable.
But I like to see the videos. I would like to hear the audio book.
There is this saying in Tamil, Katralan Ketale Nandru, which is, as you know,
Okay. You translate it in English and
it's
tell?
hearing is better than learning, because by hearing you also learn. And so you don't have to make an effort. If you have an open mind and if your ears are open, knowledge will flow into your ears. And then you can process it to turn it into wisdom, because knowledge is one thing, wisdom is another. Most people have a lot of knowledge, but they don't know how to turn it into wisdom. So that is why a wise man is always sought after, because you need to be wise. There are lots of people who are knowledgeable.
And there is a saying, no? Wise people doesn't belong to any religion.
Indeed. Indeed. They belong to all.
No religion, no caste, no thing. Nobody asks.
Indeed.
Who is asking Abdul Kalam what religion or what caste you belong?
Correct.
Who is asking Sachin Tendulkar
No.
about wise people, that level they reach? It was a nice discussion today, Kannan. We have summed up about Iran. We have talked about United Nations. And we have talked a bit about WHO and World Bank and IMF. There will be occasions where we may need to elaborate and talk on all these things for the benefit of our audience. So once again, it was a pleasure having you in our studios. Welcome back.
Thank you, Ganesh.